Aloha, I'm David Lassner with the University of Hawaii, and we're here at PTC'13 to share a little bit about the program. I'm here with two of the three program co-chairs, Gary Kim, Joe Weinman. Unfortunately, Masaaki Sakamaki could not be here with us today. So first, Joe, can you tell us what the theme of the program is and why?
Yes, the theme is capacity, capability, collaboration, and what that really represents is the evolution of telecommunications over the last few years. So obviously raw capacity is important, and this is a huge conference that brings together everyone from global service providers to the equipment vendors in satellite and subsea cable and so forth. But beyond just that raw capacity, what we're seeing is that telcos today and other service providers need to compete based on capabilities. So those capabilities could be everything from portals, enhanced flexibility, new services riding on top of that raw capacity, et cetera. And so ultimately what it's all about is about collaboration across the ecosystem. And that collaboration is everything from various partners, which is how this conference really started, so that various service providers across the world could really interact with each other. But beyond that collaboration, it's also about how over-the-top providers can collaborate with the bandwidth providers. It's about how customers can engage more creatively with those service providers. And it's really about the services, which can include collaboration, for example, video conferencing, cloud services, et cetera, that sit on top of all of that. So it's really come a long way from its roots to this broad view of services across this new distributed communications and IT fabric that the world is seeing.
Thanks. Gary, you've done this for a few years now. How does PTC'13 differ from previous PTC conferences?
I would say that the biggest thing this year is a really dramatic increase in participation by regulators from Japan and policymakers from other areas of the world. That's something that historically has been really important to PTC. And you know, from year to year we sort of wiggle around a little bit, but this year there's a very strong program, and Masaaki actually is responsible for that.
That's great, thanks. So Joe, what are you most looking forward to seeing this year?
Well, it's really a mix of things. There's no one single thing that I'm most looking forward to here, because it's just great to catch up with colleagues and hear insights from the various people that are participating in different ways in the conference. But my own personal area of interest is all around the cloud, and specifically how the cloud and communications work together. I've always been a strong proponent of the notion that the network is essential to the delivery of cloud services, whether it's wireless networks or wireline, and whether it's not just the internet, but also more core access and transport optical services. So for me, being able to have all these players here and interact with them really can help build this view of this new emerging world where the network is really playing a much more critical role. And then my own personal angle on this is the fact that I've been focused on cloud economics for the last few years. So I'll be talking about how those various architectural considerations interplay with business value for customers and how that all ties back to the network plus IT concept. And then,
and the title of the book is?
Cloudonomics. Thank you.
Cloudonomics.
My agent here, exactly. So
it's good.
Yeah. So
available through Amazon?
Available everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Okay.
Except the airport bookshop. So in any event, I think the key thing is that when people talk about the cloud, they think about it very simplistically, things like cost reduction and business agility. But what we're seeing is the cloud can enable new business models like operational excellence and product leadership and customer intimacy, and even things like an enhanced customer experience, which ultimately ties back to revenue. For example, better proximity and latency through a dispersed footprint can lead you to reduced interaction times, better response time, which really translates directly, as many studies have shown, into additional revenue. So,
and which all requires capacity, capability, and collaboration to pull off.
It does, and wireless networks for that matter.
And Gary, what are you most looking forward to at this PTC?
Well, I'm an old telco guy, fixed network guy, so what I've discovered over the past 20 some odd, close to 30 years, is that I spend almost all my time now on mobility and wireless. So I'll be looking for any ways that untethered services, demand for applications, mobile devices, reflects back on what we have to do in terms of infrastructure to support all of those new apps.
And if we kind of are interested in what you're seeing, maybe you have a blog or something people could check?
Yeah, just go to Google and enter my name. That's all you need to do.
Gary Kim, Google. And thinking ahead to something by the time you finish this program, what are you thinking about else that you wish we had gotten here?
It's hard to picture there's anything else that we wish we had gotten here because the agenda is packed. There's multiple tracks for 4 solid days and workshops and networking events. So I'm not sure that anyone could survive any more information or activity.
Thanks. So for PTC'13, see you around the ballrooms with Gary Kim and Joe Weinman. Aloha.